Occupational therapists are among the 10 most stressed healthcare professionals in Canada, with 47% reporting most days at work as being quite stressful to extremely stressful. Stress is directly related to workplace fatigue, which in turn impacts negatively on the healthcare professional herself, the persons to whom she is providing care, and her organization as a whole. It is broadly recognized that responsibility for workplace fatigue management lies equally with the employer and employees. Employer-based strategies have been well documented in other parts of this website. Employee-based strategies have also been discussed in other areas of this website and usually include the many stress and fatigue management and coping approaches that we as OTs recommend to and enable in our patients. This unit discusses a third concurrent approach to work fatigue management that speaks to the intersection between the employer and the employee. Advocacy occurs when one serves as a voice for what one believes is good and important. It is said that life is a process of advocacy, whether we like it or not. In all instances, whether consciously or unconsciously, through our words and actions, we tell those around us what is important to us. By definition, this is a necessary ingredient to performing at our best for ourselves, our patients, and our colleagues. If you believe that occupational therapy has an important role to play in the achievement of patient outcomes, and if your work setting hampers your ability to provide these services due to debilitating fatigue, then you ought to advocate for change. As self-regulated professionals, we are responsible and accountable for doing so. The dictionary definition of advocacy is an act of pleading for, supporting, and recommending. In the context of organizational advocacy, these actions must be combined with inquiry, where the goal is not to win the argument, but to find the best argument to achieve the outcome you are seeking. Usually, in our context, good patient care. The organizational self-advocate is open to examining her own thinking and to consideration of the thoughts of others in order to reach the best, most productive outcome. Within this construct, a self-advocate is concerned with the welfare of herself and of others. Like the firefighter who is taught that he cannot help others if he himself is injured or compromised, OTs must themselves be well in order to effectively and ethically contribute to their patients' well-being and thus to the organization. In this context, self-interest is a normal phenomenon and a healthy attribute. The self-advocate decides how successful she would be in her work and takes charge in making it happen by inquiring into those factors and thinking, being, doing, and acting accordingly. Focus groups held in Calgary and Edmonton in 2014 with over 80 occupational therapists reported the perceived fatigue-related factors as follows: difficulty prioritizing demand, feeling less control over quality of work, inability to search for current evidence to support practice, feeling overwhelmed by seemingly unending demand, and feelings of guilt and anxiety over providing only basic, suboptimal intervention. By causing debilitating fatigue, these factors can decrease your value to your patients and, as a result, to your organization. On the other hand, they can be viewed as opportunities for organizational advocacy. The self-advocate decides how successful she will be in her work and takes charge in making it happen by inquiring into these factors and thinking, being, doing, and acting accordingly. How to be a successful advocate. A Assume an other awareness perspective. That is, seek and appreciate the contributions of others while being constantly aware of the impact of your own work and that of OT on patients and the organization. Appreciating consists of listening for the good and responding based on reflection and inquiry. The advocate assumes ambiguity and clarifies. Part of advocacy involves communicating your needs, your knowledge, and your curiosity. Asking questions and giving explanations about your work and your contributions to patient care provide opportunities to promote ideas and to consider the opinions of others. These discussions help us refine our own assumptions and make decisions regarding our situations and problems. Appreciate and promote your contributions. The assumption that others see and understand your work and successes can be fatal. Appreciate and promote your work and contribution to those in your workplace who have some control over the issues listed above. Seize opportunities to shine a light on your successes. Actively create strong positive images about OT and your own work to those who matter. Remember that people see what they are reminded to see. Don't let others forget that you are the best person for the job that you do. Speak up about what is working. Promote the parts of your work that you value and recognize and celebrate your accomplishments. Grasp opportunities to make your own decisions about your work and your practice. Do not assume that these decisions are made by others or even that it is appropriate for them to be made by others. As a regulated health professional, you are accountable for your practice. Explore the assumptions and inform your actions. Question commonly accepted definitions and go beyond previous conceptions of what your role and responsibilities are perceived to be. Be clear about what you are accountable for, what behaviors are expected of you. This makes it possible to know your boundaries and where they can be stretched to improve your and your patients' experiences. Remember to always anchor your thinking and your activities to the organization's purpose and goals. Communicate messages of personal belief. Assuming that you believe in your own work and in OT, promoting your work is a priority and a responsibility. Inform and influence others through the choices you make each day, all day. What you pay attention to, what you ignore, what you legitimize and delegitimize, as evidenced by what you say and do, or don't say and do, identifies where your energy will be focused. Notice and take action when you sense that something isn't right. Be aware of the power behind your personal performance and actions. And finally, share your knowledge. OTs have knowledge and expertise that no other health professional has. Be generous with it. Everyone is a consultant about their own work and how it is best accomplished. In summary, take responsibility for defining your workplace. Be willing to talk, listen, and be flexible. Practice being open to discovery. Communicate your needs, your knowledge, and curiosity. Advocacy occurs through everyday activities and discussions. The way we work, the energy we put into it, what we think, do, and say, and what we appreciate. With appreciation, we discover new understanding of personal responsibility and worth. And finally, build connecting relationships with colleagues through positive ways of being and doing. This helps others accept your contributions as being enough. More about this at these references. I particularly recommend the book by Sailing, The Meaning and Role of Organizational Advocacy. Thank you.